Kirn Review, print speaking to the blind, celebrating 40 years of audio newspaper production. Welcome to this week's edition of the Kirkintilloch Herald podcast, recorded at the Bishopbriggs Media Centre by our amazing volunteers. You can get in touch with us via Facebook, Twitter or Instagram using @QuenReview. That is @CUEANDREVIEW. You can also contact us directly by emailing information@QuenReview.com. That is INFORMATION @CUEANDREVIEW.com, or by calling 0141 772 3976. That's 0141 772 3976.
This week's podcast, as recorded on Wednesday the 7th of August 2024, is read to you by volunteers Corey, Hunter, Ian, Philip and Rebecca. We hope you enjoy the podcast. Acts will have boats rocking. Report by Kevin McRoberts. Preparations are well underway for the 2024 Kirkintilloch Canal Festival, with 2 top acts confirmed for the Saturday evening concert. The main weekend of this year's festival, Saturday August 31st and Sunday September the 1st, offers a bounty of brilliant entertainment, activities and attractions. The annual festival is organised by Eastern Bartonshire Council in conjunction with a range of partners. The Saturday evening events, from 5pm to 10pm, will include a free live music concert featuring Havana Blonde, a sensational singing duo who offer toe-tapping, hip-swaying mix of country, rock, 60s to 90s favourites, Motown, musicals, ABBA and more. This energetic duo will get audiences moving with an interactive show and dazzling costumes. The Mini Guns. Get ready to party with a band who combine a vast array of rock and pop tunes with high energy performances, electric personalities and fabulous fun for all the family. There will also be a DJ, compere Greg Summers, and spectacular fireworks, accompanied by musical maestro Greg Friel. Saturday night's entertainment will be followed by the Sunday Fun Day, which will take place between noon and 5pm. The packed programme will include a mix of activities and attractions at South Bank Marina, Kirkintilloch Baptist Church, Shamrock Street Car Park, Cowgate, Barley Bank, Regent Gardens and the Kirkintilloch Police Station grounds. External events include the Spirit of Alba Festival in Kirkintilloch Town Hall, a celebration of spirits and craft beverages from around the world, with tickets available in advance for 2 Saturday sessions, noon to 3pm and 4 to 7pm, and boat trips on the Forth and Clyde Canal on the Saturday and Sunday, p on the day. Councillor Gordon Lowe, leader of Eastern Bartonshire Council, said, "We are really looking forward to welcoming many thousands of people to Kirkintilloch as part of this year's Canal Festival, which includes a free live music concert on Saturday, August 31st. The Sunday Fun Day is also taking shape, providing an opportunity for people to get active, have fun and enjoy everything the town has to offer. The festival is a great way to provide entertainment for residents and visitors and a boost for the local economy. This year, the festival is being supported by Events Scotland's National Events Funding Programme and resources allocated by the Council from the UK Government's Shared Prosperity Fund." Paul Bush, OBE, Visit Scotland's Director of Events, commented, "I am delighted that Events Scotland is supporting the Kirkintilloch Canal Festival through the National Events Funding Programme and to see a platform provided for fantastic Scottish acts. The area around the canal and the canal itself are sure to provide the perfect stage for the festivities, bringing together people of all ages. To whet the adventurous appetite, a range of boat trips will take place in the week leading up to the main Kirkintilloch Canal Festival weekend. Sailing Stories, Monday, August 26, 11am and 1pm. Bubbles and Breakfast Cruise, Wednesday, August 28th, 11 AM to 1 PM. Spirit of Alba Whisky Tasting Session, Friday, August 30th, 7 PM to 9 PM. To book tickets for any of the trips, visit Kirkintilloch Community Hub, 2 to 4 West High Street, Kirkintilloch, or call 0300 123 4510. That's 0300 123 4510. Opening hours are Monday to Friday, 1 PM to 4 PM. For more information about the Kirkintilloch Canal Festival, visit www.easternbarton.gov.uk/canal-festival and www.kirkintillochcanalfestival, all one word, .org. And that report was written by Kevin McRoberts and read by me, Ian McKenna. This week in history. August 10, 2003. The highest temperature ever was recorded in the UK, 38.5 degrees Celsius, 101.3 Fahrenheit, in Kent. On this day last year, Virgin Galactic successfully flew tourists into space for the first time after launching from Spaceport America in New Mexico. August 11, 1988. Devastating floods brought chaos to Sudan. After 13 hours of rain, 1.5 million people had been made homeless and an unknown number died. August 12, 1982. Mexico announced that it was unable to pay its enormous external debt, marking the beginning of the debt crisis that spread across Latin America. August 13, 1961. East German border guards stopped cars passing to the east through the Brandenburg Gate, thus sealing the border and preventing an exodus to the west. Barbed wire was erected, later to be replaced by the Berlin Wall. August 14, 2013. Egypt declared a state of emergency after security forces killed hundreds of demonstrators supporting the former president, Mohamed Morsi. On this day last year, younger people were cutting back on nights out after being hit particularly hard by the rising cost of living, the UK's biggest nightclub operator warned. August 15, 1960. Britain's first motorway restaurant was opened on the M1 at Newport Pagnell.
City hosts Piping Live Festival as recorded by Hunter MacDonald. Glasgow's much-loved Piping Live Festival returns for its 21st edition from this Saturday, August the 10th until Sunday, August the 18th, welcoming over 30,000 attendees to outdoor and indoor venues across Glasgow each year. Piping Live showcases an eclectic programme of events for pipers, drummers and music lovers alike, held at venues across the city. This year the festival will have lively concerts, captivating recitals, hard-fought competitions, engaging workshops and energetic sessions involving 700 musicians on the musical menu across its 9 days, including a swathe of free and ticketed events. Tickets and more information are available at www.pipinglive.co.uk.
Unions announce dates for 9 days of strikes. Report by Kevin McRoberts. Waste, recycling and street cleaning workers in Eastern Bartonshire and neighbouring North Lanarkshire are going to go on strike in their ongoing dispute over pay. 3 unions, G&B Scotland, Unite and Unison, have all announced 9 days of industrial action, beginning on Wednesday, August 14 and continuing until Thursday, August 22. Members of G&B Scotland are due to walk out in Eastern Bartonshire. In North Lanarkshire, members of all 3 unions will be involved in the action. While talks have taken place between the unions, COSLA, the body representing Scotland's councils, and the Scottish Government. GMB Scotland's senior organiser, Keir Greenaway, said the process had gone on too long with too little progress. We are more than halfway through the year and there is no more time to waste discussing old offers with new wrapping, he said. Enough is enough. Industrial action will start next week unless ministers and local authorities identify the money needed to make an acceptable offer. These strikes will be disruptive to all the Scots who rely on our members' work, but would not be necessary if councils had shown a greater urgency and a sense of realism. Unison Scotland local government lead, David O'Connor, provided a glimmer of hope by describing talks last week with the Scottish Government as positive. However, he added that Unison had been trying to get pay resolved since the beginning of the year, and the government talks come too late to prevent strikes notice being served. Unite also described talks this week as positive, but warned unless a new credible offer was tabled imminently, it would not suspend its scheduled strike action. Councillor Katie Hagman, COSLA's Resources spokeswoman, said last week's talks were an open and honest dialogue about how challenging the situation is in relation to council finances. She added, "It remains understood by all parties that pay negotiations remain between COSLA, as the employer, and the trade unions. Whilst no immediate solution was identified, officers will now undertake further work at pace to explore all options to avoid industrial action." And that report was by Kevin McRoberts.
Amanda's killer is convicted. A man has been convicted of murder following the death of 50-year-old Amanda McAleer in Glasgow. John Higgins, 63, pleaded guilty at the High Court in Glasgow last Wednesday, July the 31st. He will be sentenced on Wednesday, September the 25th. Amanda was found with serious injuries within a property in Rye Road in Burmulloch at around 12:10 p.m. on Sunday, May the 8th, 2022. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Detective Chief Inspector Craig Riddle, Senior Investigating Officer, said, "This was a brutal attack on a woman who should have been safe in her own home. Amanda's family have been left absolutely devastated, and our thoughts remain with them at this difficult time. We hope this conviction brings at least a degree of closure for everyone involved. I would like to thank Amanda's family, friends and those in the wider community who helped officers during this inquiry." Speed cameras tell stories. A new road safety campaign is highlighting that there's a story behind every speed camera. The campaign highlights the risks of speeding and that cameras are placed at collision hotspots to help ensure those stories don't happen again. By locating cameras at collision hotspots, the aim is to encourage drivers to reduce their speed and drive responsibly. Eric Dunyan, Safety Camera Unit Area Manager, said, "When we see a speed camera, the first thing most drivers think about is what speed they are going at. We rarely question why they are there. Most people don't realise that it means someone has been injured at this location previously as a result of speeding. Speeding is one of the main causes of road traffic collisions, but there are simple ways we can avoid them, the most obvious being to stay within the legal speed limit for the road."
Song brings story to life. Report by Kevin McRoberts. A Kirkintilloch woman has written a song to raise awareness and funds for the charity Deafblind Scotland. Joanne wrote her song about deafblindness after meeting many Deafblind Scotland members. She said, "I wrote the song after meeting many deafblind people, learning about them and their stories and how they feel about themselves, how people often don't speak to them and ignore them, and how they are sometimes excluded from that social aspect of life. This song hopes to bring these stories to life." Joanne's song tells the story of a young girl who tries to convince her long-term loved one that, in spite of her declining hearing and vision, her heart, her soul and her passion for life are all still there, and together there's nothing they can't achieve. As well as highlighting the experiences and feelings of deafblind people, the song aims to raise awareness that deafblind people, with some support, can still participate socially and do have meaningful, caring personal relationships. There are estimated to be over 30,000 people who live with deaf blindness in Scotland. Deafblind Scotland is a national charity, locally based in Kirkintilloch, who work to advocate for, support and amplify the voices of the deafblind community. By downloading Joanne's song, titled You Swore, which is available on all streaming platforms by following the link www.ditto.fm/you-swore. That's www.ditto.fm.you-swore. You can support Deafblind Scotland's work. And that article was written by Kevin McRoberts.
Council plans to build 63 homes for social rent. Article by Kevin McRoberts. Auchinleirn could be home to over 60 new affordable homes under a new proposal from East Dunbartonshire Council. The Council, in partnership with CRGB Architects, Cruden Construction and the Council's development partners Hub West Scotland, are offering residents a chance to find out more about the plans at a drop-in event next week. The site includes the former Auchinleirn Primary School and an adjacent area of vacant land. It is presently used as an open space, but was allocated by the local development plan for residential development. The proposal is to build 63 affordable homes for social rent, which would include a mix of 1, 2 and 3 bedroom houses and flats. A drop-in event will take place on Thursday, August the 15th, 3:15 to 7:15 p.m. at Auchinleirn Community and Early Years Centre, Beach Road, Auchinleirn. This will give residents an opportunity to view the initial proposals, find out more and give their feedback. Anyone who can't make the drop-in event can view the proposals on the consultation pages of the Council's website at www.eastdunbarton.gov.uk/council/consultations. Anyone who wishes to make comments on the proposal can do so via an online survey which will run until Monday, August 19th. Councillor Paul Ferrati, convener of the Council's Place, Neighbourhood and Corporate Assets Committee, said, "This site forms part of the Council's affordable housing investment programme, which aims to help and meet a high local demand for affordable homes. This is an opportunity for local residents who are interested in finding out more about the proposed development to come along and get all the information they need and provide us with feedback that would help shape the future proposals." A second drop-in event will take place on Thursday, September the 26th, 3 till 7 p.m. at the same venue, where feedback will be provided on the views gathered during this first event. A report will then be prepared which will be submitted in support of the planning application. Comments made at this stage are not formal representations to the Planning Authority. Once a planning application is submitted, a further opportunity to make representation to the Planning Authority on any development proposal will be made available. Article by Kevin McRoberts, read by Rebecca.
Medicine waste costs £100,000 a day. Report by Kevin McRoberts. NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde has launched a campaign to reduce medicines waste for the good of people's health, to support NHS services and to help the environment. Every day, NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde dispenses around 100,000 medicines in the community, and at an average cost of nearly £11, that's more than £1 million every single day. However, latest figures show that around 10% of medicines are thrown away, either because they're not needed or haven't been taken. More than £100,000 every day, thrown away. That's equivalent to a day's wages for more than 700 nurses or more than 200 hospital consultants. And, at a time when NHS finances are under significant pressure, NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde is asking for help from patients and medical professionals to support efforts to reduce the level of waste. The Medicines Waste campaign calls for 3 simple actions. Resist the urge to overorder medicines. Check what medicines you have at home before you reorder, and only order what you really need when you need it. Take control of your medication. Contact your GP practice team, pharmacy team or nurse about reviewing your medication to make sure they're still alright for you. Know how to dispose of unused medicines. If you have medicines at home that are out of date or no longer required, return them to your local pharmacy for safe disposal. Gail Caldwell, Director of Pharmacy at NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde, said, "Medicines are precious, and to help reduce waste, we always urge people to ask only for the medicines they need in a quantity they can use. That's the message at the heart of our campaign, that, by following our simple suggestions, a few small steps by us can have a big impact." In a recent survey by NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde, 34% of people said they always, often or sometimes kept a greater supply of medicine than they needed at home, while 41% said they always, often or sometimes ordered a resupply before the due date. Gail added, "It's natural people want to request an extra packet of medicines for their elderly mother, or to order one more inhaler for their child in the run-up to a holiday, but we'd encourage everyone to think twice about stockpiling medicines or ordering them before they need them. Huge amounts of medicine are thrown away either because they're not needed or haven't been taken. By resisting the urge to overorder, or to order earlier than you need, people would make an important contribution to supporting the NHS, the environment, and the wider health of the population in NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde." Gail said she was aware that concerns sometimes emerge about medicine shortages, but she said any supply issues are generally short-lived and a GP or pharmacist will be able to source appropriate alternatives. For more information on the Medicines Waste campaign and medicines reviews, go to www.nhs.scot/your-right-care-right-place/medicines-waste. Report by Kevin McRoberts.
Consider college as next step. Learners across the country receiving their SQA exam results this week are being encouraged to consider college as their next step. Colleges Scotland is highlighting the many courses on offer, providing the opportunity to gain further qualifications and enhancing future career opportunities. Shona Struthers, Chief Executive of Colleges Scotland, said, "Tens of thousands of people are receiving results, including students who have studied at college and school, pupils across the country, so the first thing to say is congratulations and well done following an intense period of hard work and sitting exams. There will be a college local to you that would love to welcome you as a student in a few weeks' time. Around 240,000 people come to college each year. Coming to college means you can gain more qualifications and skills, move into a good job and start to build a great career. College graduates have the experience and learning that employers are looking for. Currently, Scotland needs skilled college graduates to take up roles in hospitality and tourism, cyber security and digital industries, and in industries which are helping to tackle climate change, such as wind turbine technology, electric vehicle maintenance and engineering. There are a huge number of courses and qualifications to choose from, including using your SQA results to gain a place on an apprenticeship or start a course of study that will give you a qualification that leads to a great career."
Don't put up with it. Impact of crime on retail staff. Report by Kevin McRoberts. The retail industry is raising awareness of the growing impact of crimes on shop workers by revamping the Don't Put Up With It campaign. Relaunched by Retailers Against Crime, RAC, and the Scottish Grocers Federation, SGF. The campaign has the backing of the Scottish Government. Siobhan Brown, MSP Minister for Victims and Community Safety, welcomed the renewal of the campaign, which was originally set up in a joint effort by SGF, the Scottish Government, Crime Stopper/Fearless, and Police Scotland. She said, "I fully support the Don't Put Up With It campaign, which calls for everyone to respect retailers and encourages shop workers to report all incidents of retail crime to Police Scotland. Retail workers provide an invaluable service to all of us, and any kind of abuse or violence is completely unacceptable. The campaign seeks to provide information and guidance for retailers about the support available through the Protection of Workers, Retail Act 2021, and charitable organisations such as Grocery Aid, while also raising public awareness of the impact of crime on local businesses and shop staff." The Protection of Workers legislation, introduced by Daniel Johnson MSP and backed by the Scottish Government, came into force in August 2021. Figures available as a result of the Act highlight the increase in volume of abuse and threatening behaviour that many retailers are forced to put up with. Since it was introduced, 10,295 cases have been reported to Police Scotland up to the end of January 2024. This includes 4,592 assaults, 32 serious assaults, and 5,671 incidents of threats and abuse. The overall detection rate of these crimes, the person who committed the crime who has been identified by Police Scotland, currently stands at 61.7%. Dr. Pete Chima, OBE, SGF Chief Executive, said, "The unfortunate truth is that it's more than just shop windows that are being shattered, it's people's lives and livelihoods. In some cases, the trauma can have a serious impact on the well-being of the individual, their family, and their community. We need to see much more being done to tackle the increase in retail crime and antisocial behaviour of the past few years." The Don't Put Up With It campaign has an important role to play in both raising awareness about the issue and providing much needed support for retailers. Maxine Fraser, RAC Managing Director, added, "People should not have to go to work and experience threatening and abusive behaviour on a regular basis, often escalating to violence. It's simply not acceptable. We have a simple message to everyone who is faced with the terrible impact of retail crime on their business and staff. Don't put up with it. Report it." For further information, visit the website don'tputupwithit.scot. Crime statistics. Police statistics show that around a third of crimes against retail workers occur over the weekend. The highest proportion of crimes during the week occurred on Fridays, while the highest proportion of crimes were committed in the afternoon, between noon and 5 p.m. Confronting a shoplifter, dealing with general antisocial behaviour, or asking someone to leave the shop, usually someone who had previously been banned from the premises, are the most common circumstances where shop workers have been attacked, verbally or physically. A high number of offences were also committed by people who were refused a sale. And that report was by Kevin McRoberts.
New junior doctors join NHS GGC. NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde has welcomed 277 new junior doctors to the Health Board. This year's intake of newly qualified doctors will begin their healthcare careers across hospitals and healthcare facilities, including the Queen Elizabeth University Hospital, Glasgow Royal Infirmary, the Royal Hospital for Children, the Royal Alexandra Hospital and Inverclyde Royal Hospital. The first-year doctors will take part in a week-long induction that includes spending time shadowing current trainees before embarking on their rotations across hospital departments next week. Working across a variety of disciplines and specialities, including general medicine, surgery and paediatrics, the junior doctors will play a critical role in supporting medical teams while bringing a fresh perspective to services. Colin Perry, NHS GGC Director of Medical Education, said, "I'm delighted to welcome our junior doctors to the organisation. The detailed and carefully planned induction highlights our dedication and commitment to providing the highest standard of patient care by fostering the next generation of healthcare professionals. Our junior doctors will play a critical role in the future of the NHS, and they have worked extremely hard to get where they are today. Each junior doctor will be supported with an ongoing induction programme, as well as mentoring from senior members of staff. Colin added, "This is the next generation of medical professionals, and it is excellent to see the number of individuals who want to join NHS GGC." Old Kirk celebrates 380 years. Drop-in activities are taking place today, Wednesday, August the 7th, to celebrate the 380th anniversary of one of the finest and oldest sites in Kirkintilloch. Old Kirk Museum at Cowgate is open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. with something for all ages. Dress up like someone from the past, handle some of the museum objects and see them up close, or have a go at traditional crafts. There will also be the chance to learn how to build a Roman wall, as well as glitter tattoos, and the chance to enjoy some tea and cake. The Old Kirk is a Category A listed building, now home to Kirkintilloch's local history museum, as well as hosting a varied programme of exhibitions throughout the year. It also offers a chance to view objects and works of local, national and international significance. The Old Kirk is close to Peel Park, once home to a Roman fort on the Antonine Wall.
Seed collections will help safeguard iconic trees. Article by Kevin McRoberts. Seeds have been collected from Caledonian pine woods across Scotland as part of an ongoing effort to safeguard the iconic tree species. It is the first time all sites managed by Forestry and Land Scotland, FLS, have been visited in a single year, with seeds being collected from 20 of its 21 pine woods. The extraction of the seed from the pine cones will help to protect these forests from the threat of disease and climate change, conserve their unique genetic diversity, and support the expansion of native pine woods for future generations. Hills and glens, even lochs, were crossed to reach sites. Kenny Hay, FLS Tree Nursery and Seed Resource Manager, said, "Unlike commercial Scots pine seed collections where you can collect from felled crowns, every tree must be climbed to avoid damage of any kind, so the progress can be slow. A lot of these pine woods are not served by the best access, so clambering across rank vegetation with all your climbing kit can be a lot of effort. Around 75 sacks of cones were collected, with the potential for these cones to provide up to 3 million seeds. The cones were sent down to a lab in Surrey for extraction, processing and storage. It is anticipated they will be returned to the new nursery, currently under development, at Newton, where there will be a fitting first addition to the purpose-built seed store. There are 84 Caledonian pine woods in Scotland, recognised by the Caledonian Pine Wood Inventory, CPI. One of the threats to these important sites come from the fungal needle blight, Drothenstroma, DNB, and the presence of DNB in several UK nurseries resulted in a moratorium or temporary suspension on planting within 600 metres of the core areas across the CPI sites. Natural regeneration is currently the only method of expansion for Scots pine in CPI sites, but this has proved difficult. In the intervening years since the moratorium, positive steps have been taken to reduce and limit the chances of DNB spread. This means the seed source at Newton has the potential to play a vital role in forests with a lack of natural regeneration and could help to safeguard the vulnerable, isolated pine woods. Article by Kevin McRoberts.
Family announcements. Deaths. Barry, Jennifer, Nee Alexander. Jennifer sadly passed away on July 16th, 2024 in Oban, aged 39. Dearly loved wife of Andrew, a loving daughter, daughter-in-law, sister-in-law, aunt and friend. Funeral service will take place at J&D Lawson Funeral Directors, Kirkintilloch, on Friday, August 16th, 2024, at 11 a.m, and thereafter to Old Isle Cemetery. Jennifer requested her favourite colour, orange, be worn if possible. No flowers please. Donations welcomed to Brain Tumour Research. See www.braintumorresearch.org. Horn, Thomas. Suddenly home on July 24th, 2024. A much-loved friend to many and an adored uncle. Funeral service will take place on Friday, August 9th, 2024 at Daldowie Crematorium for 10:30 a.m. No flowers, please. Acknowledgements. Miller, Christina. The family of the late Chrissy Miller would like to express their sincere thanks to family and friends for cards, flowers and messages of condolence following their sad loss. Thanks also to Reverend Maurice Dutch for the comforting words and service, and Susan Bain and the team at the Co-op Funeral Care Kirkintilloch for their dignified and sensitive care and assistance with the funeral arrangements. We would also like to express our gratitude to all the staff at Lilyburn Care Home, Milton of Campsie, for their excellent care of Chrissy over the last 2 years. Special thanks to all who donated to the collection for the British Heart Foundation. In Memoriam. Pitcairn, Jean Nee Baird. 2nd anniversary, in loving memory of Jean Baird Pitcairn, passed away on August 10th, 2022. Greatly loved, deeply missed. Forever in my heart. Lawson Pitcairn.
World's most expensive pests are found in food. Report by Kevin McRoberts. Tiny insects that live, eat and breed in cereals, grains and rice are considered to be the world's most expensive pest, say experts at a national trade body. British Pest Control Association, BPCA, is urging shoppers to take action quickly if they discover a moth or beetle in a food cupboard. Known collectively as stored product insects, SPIs, these insects can enter the food chain at any point and will use products as both food source and a place to shelter and breed. SPIs are considered the world's most expensive pest because they cost businesses billions annually in additional operating costs and loss of product. Natalie Bungay, technical manager at BPCA, said, "In the UK, SPIs are usually beetles, such as weevils, or moths, and while they don't pose a significant health risk to humans, they can contaminate products such as cereals, whole grains, processed foods, and even tobacco, making them unfit for human consumption. Often, the first sign of an SPI infestation is the sighting of the adult insect. The presence of an adult beetle or moth in food cupboards or the pantry could indicate an infestation, with the egg, larval and pupal stages of the insects, which aren't easy to spot, also likely to be contaminating food. An infestation in the home is relatively simple to manage if discovered early, but once in your home, SPIs will spread quickly throughout your cupboards in search of other food sources. Common SPIs in the UK include rice weevil, biscuit beetle, Indian meal moth, grain weevil, confused flower beetle, sawtooth grain beetle, ladder beetle and mill moth. Natalie added, SPIs spread quickly and will cause food to become tainted, which is visible as discoloration. A common source of SPI infestation in the home is partially used products that have been forgotten at the back of pantries. The most effective way to deal with this issue is to throw away infected products into an outside bin and give food storage areas a thorough deep clean. BPCA has an online guide to SPIs with more details and housekeeping tips for anyone concerned they may have an infestation. Visit bpca.org.uk/SPIS. An inspection by a pest professional, such as a BPCA member, will ensure the correct identification of the type of insect, the scale of the infestation, and the appropriate treatment. And that report was by Kevin McRoberts. The Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald's letters page. Date Wednesday, August the 7th. Let's talk. Please send your letters via email to kirkyherald@jnscotland.co.uk. That's KIRKYHERALD @JNScotland.co.uk and write letters in the subject field. Please keep letters to a maximum of 300 words. Letters cannot be published without a name and postal address. Also include a daytime phone number if possible. We reserve the right to edit any letter. Climate change. Sir, William Wallace, Thomas Paine, Nelson Mandela, Edward Snowden, Julian Assange, and many others are all people who fought for justice and human rights, but were condemned by establishment figures protecting the status quo of the powerful. So what am I getting at? On Thursday, July 18, Cressy Gethin, Daniel Shaw, Louise Lancaster, Lucia Whittaker de Abreu, and Roger Hallam, all members of the campaigning group Just Stop Oil, were jailed for up to 5 years for protesting peacefully. Now, not everyone agrees with the tactics employed by pressure groups, but if they didn't cause disruption and annoyance, politicians would simply ignore them. The suffragettes didn't achieve votes for women by writing polite letters to MPs. All the groups fighting to save our planet, Greenpeace, Just Stop Oil, Extinction Rebellion, Fossil Free London, Green New Deal, and Scotland's own This Is Rigged, have activists who are mostly young and just want to have a planet fit for them and their descendants to live on. But they have the power and wealth of big oil and big business ranged against them, and a government protecting laws to protect the destroyers of our planet. Already crops are failing due to drought, flood or fire, with the additional impediment in the UK due to the madness of Brexit of having a shortage of labour to pick produce. The average prison term for someone who causes death by dangerous driving is about 5 years. Yet, one of the Just Stop Oil group was also sentenced to 5 years, all the others 4 years, for protesting peacefully. So I ask you to consider which you would prefer, being held up by a group of protesters lying in the road, trying to save our only world from a climate catastrophe for you and your grandchildren, or having a grandchild killed by a dangerous driver. It's a silly question, isn't it? Because the answer is obvious. Westminster governments are stealthily eroding our right to protest, but when they have suppressed the last climate change protest with even more draconian measures, and supermarket shelves have become permanently empty, will MPs and the obscenely wealthy then realise that you cannot eat money? Yours, etc., Richard Walthew, by email. Free speech. Sir, Stephen Gethin's MP of the SNP was on the TV the other day saying how free speech and debate were essential in a democracy. Yet, he is a member of a party that stifled free speech within it, where members were not allowed to criticise the party leadership. Joanna Cherry, ex-MP, has made the same point. You could not make this up. Yours, etc., William Ballantyne, by email. Olympic eco-silence. Sir, the Paris Olympics are up and running when 15 million visitors from far and wide are expected to attend and watch the 10,500 athletes. It is worrying that not one eco-warrior from Extinction Rebellion, GSO, Tire Extinguishers, Affordable Energy, Insulate Britain, Animal Rebellion, the Fridays for Future movement, Last Generation, Scientist Rebellion, Stop Climate Chaos Scotland, Animal Rising, Republic, This Is Rigged, and Ocean Rebellion are demonstrating in Paris and pointing out the billions of tons of greenhouse gases that these games are creating. Well, I suppose it is par for the course since they did not demonstrate at Taylor Swift's concerts or any other high-profile music and sporting events which create greenhouse gases. Yet these eco-cowards expect us to eat less meat, give up our cars, shut off our gas, not use air travel, holiday at home and buy expensive electric cars and mega expensive heat pumps. Yours, etc., Clark Cross, by email. SNP demise. Sir, we have all seen the recent demise of the SNP at Westminster. Do we really need to wait for another 70 weeks to see them also disappear from the political scene at Holyrood? First Minister Swinney may be some sort of optimist, but any positive thoughts he may have had about remaining in office after May the 7th, 2026 are totally misguided. Like his predecessors, Salmon and Sturgeon, he will be shown the door. We Scots are born witness to this northerly part of the UK becoming weaker economically, industrially, structurally and most emphatically at local government level. This can only be attributed to the misguided policies of the SNP administration at Holyrood. Hopefully, 7th of May 2026 will be a day when Scotland sees off the SNP's cause ad infinitum, and we folks to the north of the so-called border return to political normality. Yours, etc., Robert I.G. Scott, by email. And that was this week's Let's Talk Letters page from the Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald. More old people are living alone. Report by Kevin McRoberts. A large rise in the number of single-person households in Scotland, particularly people aged over 55, has prompted a charity to call for better services, support and accommodation for older people. The latest report from Scotland's Census 2022 on household demographics and migration reveals that there were over 500,000 people aged 55 or over who were living alone in 2022. And that's prompted the charity for older people to call for an urgent look at their needs. Catherine Crawford, Age Scotland's chief executive, said, "With a rapidly ageing population and over 500,000 over 55s living alone, Scotland must plan much more effectively and efficiently to meet the needs of older people today and in the future. This has long been the trend, but nowhere near enough action has been taken to accept it and deliver what is needed. It's vital that older people in Scotland are supported to live well and independently for as long as possible in their own home. Access to higher quality health and social care, accessible and energy efficient housing, transport, local amenities and secure income all play a key role in supporting them to do so." Catherine said that as our population continues to age, many more people are likely to need support for longer periods of their lives. But, with lengthy waiting times and too many older people already unable to access the care they need, services have been stretched far beyond their limits, as evidenced by ongoing cutbacks due to restricted council budgets. She added it was vital that we see the reform and investment needed to ensure everyone receives the level of care they need and deserve, both now and in the future. The number of people living with dementia is expected to rise in coming years, so it's important that the support and services available to them and the growing number of unpaid carers improve, she said. Many older people are stuck in living in unsuitable accommodation and unable to move or downsize if they wish. Providing more affordable, accessible and adaptable, energy efficient homes would allow people to continue living independently in the community they call home and where all of their connections are. The Scottish Government, local councils and house builders really need to get together and crack this. This would also represent a vital step in tackling loneliness and isolation, particularly for those living alone, as an increase in suitable homes and small developments within the existing communities would ensure older people can be close to the services, friends and activities they rely on and enjoy. The 2022 census data, published by National Records of Scotland, reveals the number of people living alone in Scotland increased by more than 100,000 since 2011. Most of the increase in people living alone was in older age groups. In 2022, there were 40,600 more people aged 55 to 64 living alone than in 2011. There were also increases in people living alone in the 65 to 74 and 75 and over age groups. And that report was by Kevin McRoberts. Excess deaths back to expected levels. After 3 years of excess deaths driven by the COVID-19 pandemic, deaths in Scotland returned to expected levels in 2023, according to new statistics from the National Records of Scotland. There were 63,445 deaths registered in 2023, 1% more than in 2022. Deaths were broadly in line with expected levels using a new methodology which takes into account the growing and ageing population. The latest report from the National Records of Scotland also found that the number of births had fallen to the lowest figure ever, with 45,935 live births being registered in 2023, 2% fewer than in 2022. The total fertility rate fell to 1.30 from 1.33 in the previous year, and is also at its lowest ever level. For a population to replace itself, this rate needs to be around 2.1. There have been more deaths than births registered in Scotland for 9 consecutive years. The infant death rate rose to 4.0 for every 1,000 live births. This remains relatively low in historic terms, but is the highest rate since 2011. Philippa Haxton, head of Vital Events Statistics, said, "The publication of these annual figures for 2023 gives us an opportunity to step back and look at the bigger picture. We're seeing the number of excess deaths falling after 3 years when they were higher due to the impact of the pandemic. The number of births has fallen, and the total fertility rate is the lowest ever recorded, reflecting the move towards smaller families. The analysis also shows excess deaths broken down by age group. In 2023, deaths were at lower than expected levels in those aged up to 64 and those aged 65 to 79. Deaths in those aged 80 and over were 1.6% above the expected level. There were 26,753 marriages registered in Scotland in 2023, 11% fewer than in 2022, but now at a similar level than that seen before the COVID-19 pandemic. There were 719 civil partnerships were registered in 2023, the highest number since 2006. Of these, 82% were mixed sex. General information about population statistics can be accessed in the About Our Statistics section of the National Records of Scotland website, and the author of that article is unattributed.
Hi, good day, it's Philip here again with your church news from the district news of the Kirkintilloch Herald. First of all, we go to the Church of God, which is at Regent Hall, Regent Street. On Sunday at 11:30am, there will be a short service with a message from the Bible by Tony Smith. A warm welcome to everyone who is able to join us. On Tuesday, there will be a Zoom service at 7:30pm. The speaker will be Dr. Carl Smith. An invitation is extended to everyone who is able to join us on Zoom. Access details for the stream can be obtained by emailing hello@regenthall.org. Our coffee corner is closed for the summer break and will recommence on Wednesday, August the 21st. For the up-to-date and further information on our services, visit our website on www.regenthall.org. Jesus said, "You must be born again." John 3:7. Now, Bishopbriggs, St James Church, Hilton Road, Bishopbriggs, and the minister is Paul Watson. There is a communion service at 11am on Thursday in the chapel, and on Sunday, August the 11th, in the chapel as well at 9am, and at 10:30am in the church. Everyone is welcome. to come along to any of the services, do stay on for fellowship over tea or coffee afterwards. There are also other virtual services and groups. For up-to-date and further information, refer to our social media: Facebook, St James the Less Bishopbriggs, or the website www.stjamesbishopbriggs.org.uk. And a date for your diary: Friday, August the 23rd, 4 p.m, 7 p.m, is our Community Fun Day. That's August the 23rd from 4 till 7 p.m. Now to Lenzie Old Parish Church. We will be joining our friends at Lenzie Union Parish Church for their Sunday cluster service on Sunday the 11th of August at 11 a.m. Lenzie Old Parish Church is celebrating 150 years anniversary. On Saturday, August the 31st at 2:30 p.m, there will be an organ recital at Lenzie Old Parish Church. As part of the 150th anniversary celebration of the church, the organ recital will be given by John Kitchen MBE, who serves as the Edinburgh City organist. He is also a harpsichordist, I think I know what that is, conductor, early music scholar and music educator based in Edinburgh. There is no admission charge for this recital, but donations can be made towards the church's organ fund. A special service will be held in Lenzie Old Parish Church on Sunday, September the 1st at 2:30 p.m. to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the church. The service will be led by the Reverend Julie Harty, and following the service, the congregation are invited to view an exhibition in the Old Hall which tells the story of the church over the past 150 years. Refreshments will be provided in the new hall. There will be no morning worship on Sunday, September the 1st. Now to Bishopbriggs. Springfield Cambridge Church. Morning worship on Sunday, August the 11th, will be conducted by Gordon Mackenzie, the minister, in the sanctuary at 11 a.m. An offering will be taken during the service. Please place your offering in the offering place as they are passed around the congregation. Tea and coffee will be served in the Cameron Hall after morning worship. Come and enjoy the fellowship. The Summer Sunday School meets in Room 2, where Crest facilities are also available. Morning worship is also being live streamed on the Springfield Cambridge Church YouTube channel. A link to this can be found on the Springfield Cambridge Church website, which is www.springfieldcambridge.org.uk, and Facebook page, where up-to-date information about events and church organisations can also be found. There will be no vestry hour on Wednesday, August the 7th. There will be no short weekly service of worship in the church either on August the 7th. On Saturday, August the 24th, Ewan Russell and friends will perform again in the church at 6:45 till 10 p.m. in aid of SAMH. Tickets are now on sale. The Guild is inviting congregation to join them in supporting the Eastern Bartonshire Food Bank warehouse by bringing donations and leaving them in the cupboard in the cloakroom. A list is attached to the door identifying specific needs and special items. Now to Kenmure Parish Church. Visitors to the area during the holiday period will receive a warm welcome at our Sunday morning worship, which begins at 11 a.m. This Sunday, Alison and Bruce Keith will lead our worship. You can attend either in person or online on our YouTube channel. The service on YouTube can be watched live as it is streamed, or later at a time that suits you. You can find our channel by simply searching Kenmure Bishopbriggs on YouTube. There will be a period of fellowship following the service in the hall when teas, coffees, juice and biscuits are served. The most up-to-date details of all our groups that are currently running may be found on the WhatsApp section of their website, kenmure-church.co.uk. To find us on Facebook, just search for Kenmure Parish Church. And if you'd like to join our WhatsApp group or receive the Bible studies from ABC, then email us at kenmurechurch@icloud.com. Then to St Mary's Parish Church. The service on Sunday, August 11th, will be a cluster service held at Lenzie Union Parish Church beginning at 11 a.m. On Wednesday, August the 7th, the church will be holding one of its open door days. The church will be open for visitors from 10:30 till 3:30 p.m. Tea, coffee and biscuits are also available all day. And then on Saturday, August the 10th, a community day with an Olympics theme will be held at St Mary's from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. There are many different activities for all ages. No experience or sporting training is necessary. This is a fun day after all. Everyone is welcome to come and have a go. There will be a tea room open during this time with tea, coffee and cold drinks and home baking available. Hot filled rolls will be available from 11 a.m. onwards on Sunday. September the 1st, the church will be involved in the Kirkintilloch Canal Festival again this year. Brave Teddies will be invited to parachute off the church tower. All Teddies brave enough to do this will receive a certificate. The parachuting will begin at 1 p.m. until 4 p.m. There will be a tea room in the church halls, serving tea, coffee and home baking during this time. Lenzie Church of Scotland joint services. Kirkintilloch and Lenzie joint cluster services on August the 11th at 11 a.m. and will be held at Lenzie Union Church. All are welcome. There will be a fair trade stall after the cluster service on Sunday, August the 11th. Running the race on August the 8th in St David's Memorial Park Church and on August the 9th in Lenzie Union Church. Both will be from 10 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. Fun and games, Bible stories, arts, crafts, drama, free fruit and water to book a space. Yes, contact them to book a space, and that can be done at kirkcarelenzieYouth@gmail.com. There will also be a few places available at the Free Joint Church Holiday Club. Also, a community day on August the 10th will be based in St Mary's from 10 till 2 p.m. Indoor and outdoor activities. Take part and win a prize. Explore faith, the faith trail that is. Enjoy some lunch together. Lenzie Loves Lego is on August the 10th at Lenzie Union Parish Church, a sponsored Lego trail around the church buildings from 10 till 12 noon, starting in the new hall. Messy Church is also on August the 10th, 4 till 5 p.m. in the new hall and hopefully in the garden, weather permitting. A fun-filled hour for the family D Cafe is on Monday, August the 12th at 1:30 p.m. till 3 p.m. in the new hall, and there will be a talk on Christians Against Poverty, otherwise known as CAP. Then just a wee reminder for you, not a church news, but a wee reminder for you, that on Monday, August the 26th to Friday, August the 30th, boat trips, Saturday concert 5 p.m, DJ music with Greg Summers, and fireworks spectacular with the fabulous Greg Friel, accompanied by specially composed music. Sunday fun day, fun fair, archery, street theatre, live stage, music, food, etc. And if you want to find out more, check out Kirkintillochcanalfestival.org. And now to our last church, last but not least, is Cadder Parish Church beside the canal. For full details, please see our website, all the W's, cadderchurch.org. We look forward to welcoming you this Sunday to our morning service. The service will be led by the Reverend John McGregor. Music is led by Javier, as usual, and there's going to be a feature of the Cadder Kids and Crest meeting at the church at the start of the service, and then go to the North Hall. All are welcome. Our church services are videoed and recorded and are available from the church website. Tea and coffee served after each service. We have a communion service on August the 18th at 10:30 a.m. Coffee shop reopens on August the 14th. Food bank, if you wish to donate to the local food bank, you can bring your donations of food to the church or the coffee shop. Early fellowship in the South Hall Chapel at 9:30 on Tuesday and Thursday, and also on Zoom. Messy play for preschool children begins in the South Hall on August the 26th. So there you have it. That's all the latest church news in the Kirkintilloch Bishopbriggs area. My name's Philip, and I'm glad just to share the church news with you, and hopefully you'll manage out to one of the churches in the next couple of weeks. And if you're interested, there are some Christian drama theatre shows in Edinburgh during the Edinburgh Fringe. I can highly recommend Searchlight Theatre Company. So that's it for today. God bless you and have a good week.
As published on Wednesday, August the 7th, 2024, District News General. Spectacular Eli Glynn Dial. National Museum Scotland has announced the acquisition of an ornate early 18th century sundial of exceptional precision and design. The Eli Glynn Dial, which is now in display at the National Museum of Scotland in Edinburgh, is a masterpiece of both art and science. Made around 1715, the dial was used to measure local time from the sun, providing the most accurate means of setting clocks available at the time. It could be used at any latitude, and its form models a celestial sphere, showing the sun's apparent motion around the earth. The dial has undergone extensive cleaning and conservation work and is now in permanent display. Admission is free. Canal Festival. Monday, August 26 to Friday, August 30. Boat trips, Saturday concert 5pm, DJ/music with Greg Summers, and fireworks spectacular with the fabulous Greg Friel, accompanied by specially composed music. Sunday Funday, funfair, archery, street theatre, live stage music, food. www.kirkintillochcanalfestival.org. Rock Choir. Are you looking to learn to sing? The Kirkintilloch Rock Choir is led by the local vocal tutor, Elaine Williamson. A local community choir first and foremost, they are also part of the National Rock Choir Network, which has provided some exceptional performance opportunities. Members of Rock Choir have had the chance to meet and sing in front of many celebrities and public figures, including His Royal Highness Prince William, the Fonz, Henry Winkler, and onstage couple Ruth Langford and Eamon Holmes. To book your free singing taster session, go to www.rockchoir.com/join. Rangers Revolution. A night where the comedians have a no-limit say in all things Scottish football, Celtic FC and some general comedy at Kirkintilloch Rangers Supporters Club, Friday, August 16. Tickets £15 from Eventbrite. Slimline Marley needs a home. Marley is currently being cared for by the Scottish SPCA, Edinburgh and Lothians Rescue and Rehoming Centre. This big, handsome, friendly boy is now looking and feeling his best after losing over a whooping 6 kilograms. Marley loves human company and would love to spend most of his time side by side with someone. He is happy to be around other dogs, so may be able to live with other dogs in a future. He is polite on the lead when reminded. He loves both toys and food, so finding a way to his heart shouldn't be too tricky. Marley is an active boy who loves play and to go on walks. If you can give Marley his new home, please apply at www.scottish-a.org/rehome-a-pet/16383-Marley. Holyrood View. Celebrating Local Success Stories by Rona Mackay MSP. The Scottish Parliament summer recess is in full swing and it's the perfect time for me to go out and about and meet constituents. There have been some low points. It may be summer, but many of my older constituents are already thinking of the long winter ahead. The news that the winter fuel allowance for millions of pensioners is to be scrapped has caused great anxiety to people already struggling with the cost of living crisis. It's hard to believe this is a decision taken by a UK Labour government. I am astonished, too, at Scottish Labour MPs failing to reject the 2-child benefit cap for the poorest in society. This draconian policy affects hundreds of families within my constituency. While the SNP Scottish Government introduced the Scottish Child Payment to help children and families out of poverty, Labour voted to keep the Tory 2-child benefit limit, and the SNP will continue to campaign for it to be abolished. But it's not all doom and gloom. There is much to celebrate in Strathkelvin and Bearsden, and I enjoy marking the success in the form of motions to the Scottish Parliament. Huge congratulations to Killermont Primary School in Bearsden, who triumphed at the National Keep Scotland Beautiful Pocket Garden Design Competition. The talented local pupils' environmental project to divert rainwater to their new wetland garden was judged top in the wildlife gardening theme. I was also delighted to congratulate Hillhead Housing Association at Kirkintilloch on being awarded £20,000 to the National Lottery Community Fund. This funding will help tenants and local residents through the association's Welfare Rights Service. What a brilliant initiative for people in need. The NHS is dear to our hearts, and the SNP has made clear improving public services is a key priority for this Scottish Government. Reducing NHS waiting lists is at the heart of this commitment. It was brilliant to hear this week that £30 million in additional funding has been allocated to ensure people have greater access to appointments and procedures, continuing the work to reduce the number of people waiting for treatment. If you need help, please contact my team at 0141 776 1561 or email rona.mackay.msp@parliament.scot. That's RONA.MACKAYPARLIAMENT.SCOT. Why Scotland competition? Promoting hospitality as a career of choice, a profession and a vocation, Young Chef, Young Waiter and Young Mixologist Scotland is a national competition open to all young professional chefs, waiters and mixologists, under 28 years old, from any background working in Scotland's hospitality sector. The Young Chef, Young Waiter competition was established in 1979 in the UK in partnership with UK Hospitality and the Restaurant Association to promote hospitality as a career of choice, a profession and a vocation. Today, with its new revitalised format, Young Chef, Young Waiter will continue to honour the next culinary and service stars globally. Last year, Young Chef Scotland was won by Ian Tennant and Anna Wither, won Young Waiter Scotland. Many past winners have gone on to achieve huge success in hospitality, and YCYW proudly supports the future stars in United States kitchens and restaurants. Winners and judges have included some of the industry's great recognisable names to include Mark Sargent, Marcus Waring, Simon King, John Turode, Annie and Jermaine Schwab, Jeremy King, Raymond Blanc, OBE, Heston Blumenthal, OBE, the Earl of Bradford, Lord Fort, Angela Hartnett, MBE, Simon Girling and Fred Siriexi. For 2024, the Young Chef, Young Waiter and Young Mixologist Scotland competition will be held at the iconic Gleneagles, Scotland on September 23rd for a one-day live final and an evening awards ceremony. The winning chef, waiter and mixologist trio from each country will join for the World YYY final competition in Singapore, scheduled for November the 15th to 17th. Entries are now open at www.youngchefyoungwaiter.awardsplatform.com and close on August 23rd. And that was this week's District News on August the 7th.
Boost for Athena. This article was written by Brian Yule and it's being read by me, Corey. Athena Glasgow Women and Girls Football Academy has scored vital new equipment for its youth players after being nominated for a prize giveaway from Scottish Power by Glasgow City star Joe Love. The renewable energy company became the exclusive principal partner for Scottish Women's Football SWF and the Scottish Women's Premier League SWPL at the start of last season, and is dedicated to supporting the women's game from grassroots to elite. To celebrate its partnership, the firm is providing 6 kit packages to grassroots clubs featuring bibs, cones, water bottles and Puma footballs sized for under 14s. It asked the captains of each of the top 6 SWPL sides to nominate a community club they value for their work to further developing girls' youth football. Love, who recently signed a new deal to continue into her 13th season at City, nominated Athena. She said, "Everyone's football starts at grassroots level, and the less you have to focus on out with your training session, the better. If girls can turn up and have the best of gear to train with, and they're comfortable in their surroundings, it's going to be better for them as they work on their skills on the pitch. Athena coach and co-founder Craig O'Leary and the under-14s side received the new equipment at Petershill Park. He said, "It was absolutely fantastic for Athena Glasgow Women and Girls Football Academy to be nominated. Our under-14s team had an absolute blast visiting Petershill Park to receive their amazing Scottish Power kit, which they have put to great use. We are incredibly grateful for the support we received from Glasgow City. Building a strong relationship with them is important to us, as we believe that football should be about supporting each other, especially when it comes to the development of women and girls in the game. It is truly inspiring to see an organisation like Scottish Power stepping up to support grassroots football. Their support is invaluable and helps us create more opportunities for young players to grow and thrive in the sport." The kit giveaway comes as Scottish Power works closely with both SWF and the SWPL to invest in supporting the continued growth of the women's game. Keith Anderson, Chief Executive of Scottish Power, said, "We want to energise women's football for both current and future generations, and build a community of players that inspire even more people to play and enjoy the game. That means working with our partners at SWF and the SWPL to help clubs and players overcome barriers to their growth and operation. By providing training kit and asking those players at the top of the game to nominate a community club to receive it, we're making sure that everyone can benefit from this partnership, whether at the elite end of the game or those all-essential grassroots." Meanwhile, former City boss Scott Booth has returned to the club to join Leanne Ross's backroom staff as a first-team assistant coach. Booth became manager in 2015, helping City win 6 consecutive SWPL titles and 2 Scottish Cups. Most recently, he has been coaching in the English game with Birmingham City in the Women's Super League and Lowes in the Championship. Booth said, "Football's got a funny way of doing something that you don't really expect. The opportunity to come back home, to be closer to my family and be part of a club that I have always loved is something I am grateful for. You don't always get that opportunity to return to a place where you've had so many amazing memories. When I was at Glasgow City previously, I was supported by a lot of really good people, and Leanne Ross was one of them. We've always got on, had honesty within our relationship, and I trust her experience and knowledge. It's new, but it doesn't feel different. I appreciate the opportunity she and the club have given me, and I know we will work well together. The clubs are consistently trying to push themselves forward, and I look forward to being part of a team striving for success this season." The new SWPL1 season gets underway on Sunday, as City travel to Montrose. That article was written by Brian Yule, and it was read by me, Corey. MP was delighted to welcome club home. This article was written by Brian Yule, and it's being read by me, Corey. Mid Dunbartonshire MP Susan Murray has filed a motion in the House of Commons congratulating Kirkintilloch Rob Roy on moving into its new home. Miss Murray was one of several guests in attendance as Rob Roy played their first game at the new Kirkintilloch Community Sports Complex last month. It was a successful homecoming to open up the WOS First Division campaign with a 1-0 over Renfrew as the club played its first game in Kirkintilloch for 10 years. Miss Murray said, "From my time on the council, I know Rob Roy always wanted to share the benefits from the sale of the Adamsley ground with the community." After many challenges and working with Kirkintilloch Community Sports Club charity, the committee has succeeded in bringing Rob Roy home. Rob Roy is a very important part of our heritage and is going forward to a bright future. I would like to thank the charity and its volunteers for their sustained commitment to providing sports facilities in Kirkintilloch. This is a fantastic facility which will improve health and well-being in Eastern Bartonshire and provide a variety of activities for the community to take part in. Congratulations to everyone involved in making this happen. It's a privilege to represent you as your MP for Mid Dunbartonshire. Rob Roy were back at home in midweek as they recorded a 1-0 win over Blantyre Victoria, but then lost 2-1 away to Cumbernauld United on Saturday. Petershill have also won 2 out of 3 in the First Division as they won 3-1 away to Thornywood United, but lost 1-0 at St Roch's on Saturday. Ashfield are still looking for their first points of the season as they lost 2-0 at home to Kilwinning Rangers and then 6-0 to Arthurlie on Saturday. Caledonian Locomotives won the opening day of the Second Division season, but then went down 2-1 away to St Anthony's in midweek and 4-3 at Larkhall Thistle on Saturday. In contrast, Glasgow Perthshire bounced back from an opening day defeat in the Third Division as they won 3-2 away to Darley Thistle in midweek, and 2-1 at home to Lugar Boswell Thistle on Saturday. The Fourth Division saw Rossville lost 3-2 at Port Glasgow Juniors in midweek, but bounced back to win 5-1 at home to BSC Glasgow on Saturday. West Park United won 2-1 at home to Griffnock in midweek, but then lost 2-1 away to early leaders Knightswood on Saturday. Friday fixture: Third Division, Glasgow University versus Glasgow Perthshire. Saturday fixtures: First Division, Ardrossan Winton Rovers versus Petershill, Kirkintilloch Rob Roy versus Kilbirnie Ladeside, Ashfield versus Maple Juniors. Second Division, Forth Wanderers versus Caledonian Locomotives. Fourth Division, Saltcoats Victoria versus Rossville, West Park United versus Royal Albert. Tuesday fixtures: First Division, Kilwinning Rangers versus Kirkintilloch Rob Roy. Third Division, Easterhouse versus West Park United, Rossville versus East Kilbride Thistle. That article was written by Brian Yule, and it was read by me, Corey. A tough night as Tigers lose to Pirates. This article was written by Phil Lanning, and it's being read by me, Corey. Glasgow Tigers team boss Cammy Brown admitted it was a tough night after a 55-35 defeat at Pole Pirates in midweek. After a strong start, the Pirates took control in the middle section of the clash. Tigers also suffered another injury issue with reserve Jason Garrett, ruled out for the season with a broken collarbone. Brown said it was a tough night and it was always going to be. To go to Pole without Steve Worrell, who knows the track so well, was a massive blow. We said we need a good start and we got that, but we lost our way in the middle part, when our tactical substitute ride didn't pay off. It was a long way back. There was a positive in that Matic Ivasic had his best performance for us with 2 excellent wins. It was also another blow to lose Jason, and I think he's out for the season, so we'll need to look for another replacement. Pole are a very good team again this season. Things haven't gone our way, we just haven't had the luck, which is what we perhaps had last year. We are still in with a chance of getting in the playoffs. If we can make that, then anything can happen. Pole are there without doubt. Oxford are very close, and it's a bun fight between ourselves, Scunthorpe and Workington for the final 2 places. We don't want to miss the playoffs, that's not what Glasgow are about. Tigers travel to Edinburgh Monarchs on Friday and then Plymouth Gladiators the next day. That article was written by Phil Lanning and it was read by me, Corey.
That concludes this week's edition of the Kirkintilloch Herald podcast. Please remember to subscribe to our channels at Pune Review and to tell your friends about our service.